Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Get your green gear 25% off. Promo code Jericho1, all caps, and the number 1. So, guys, let me tell you something you already knew. Our grandpa in chief is a pervert. Bidenis Pervertis is back. So yesterday or the day before, I'll put a link in the description box to this disgusting video and article, but he was doing some kind of speech. I don't know if it was a commencement speech or what, but it was at a military base. And somebody had the misfortune of bringing their elementary school age child to the event. Hey, you smell that? Somebody brought a child. I'm out of here. I'm going to go see where it is. That's our grandpa in chief. That's Bidenis Pervertis. So there was an elementary school age kid on the stage, or I guess on the stage or whatever. And he said, and this isn't a direct quote, but again, link in the description box. You can read the disgusting words yourself. But he said, "Oh, man, I like those barrettes in her hair. Man, I tell you, she looks like a 19-year-old sitting there with her legs crossed and looking like a lady in that dress." That's what he said. He said she looks like a 19-year-old sitting there with her legs crossed. I love those barrettes in her hair. Ugh. Ugh. That shit. Why would you even say that? Why would you even acknowledge that child? Unless you are a pervert, unless it's in you and you just can't help it. That shit was gross and it was hard to watch. I could not believe it. I played that for my wife last night and she was, yeah, exactly. Did he just say that? Yes, he did. I don't understand why, with his track record, with his track record of sniffing kids and saying shit inappropriate to and in front of them, that every time he went out on stage, before he went out on stage, one of his handlers will go out there and scan the crowd for kids and then get them out of there if they are there before he comes out. Why would you even do that? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you even speak on that child? But he did. Said she looks like she's 19. Sitting there in her dress with her legs crossed and those barrettes in her hair. Ew. Now, you remember the bullshit rumors they were circulating about Trump saying things inappropriate about his daughter? Imagine if he said this, what they would do. What investigations they would call for. The Congress would be, we need to impeach him. He's a pervert. Can you believe that? He wants little kids. Knowing he doesn't. When this fool is in office, here's your proof. Even if he didn't have the past events where he said that shit, even if this was his first offense, that shit was nasty. What is wrong with you? Nothing. Silence from the mainstream mediocres. Quiet as a dead church mouse when the leader of the free world is a pervert and says that elementary school age girls look like 19-year-olds with their legs crossed, looking like little ladies. What the fuck? Oh my goodness. Is this real? Hold on. I pinched myself. Yeah, it's real. He really said it. Now, you know, if Trump did that, all the blue check marks, all these so-called late night TV show hosts would be going nuts. But they're not going to say anything because that's their boy. Because he's reading from the script. They're not going to say shit. But I will. That is fucking disgusting. Wait till you see the video and read the article. When you actually read the words that he says, it's like you almost feel like a pervert because you're reading them. Like I feel like I'm on some kind of watch list because I've seen the video of him saying that shit. And then, of course, true to form, before he gets to that, he speaks about some other things. And he says, the feminism. What? What is feminism? What is that? How do you spell feminism? I don't know. That's what he said. I don't know what mental disconnect there is from his brain to his mouth, but there it was again, the good old Biden slip up. And then here comes Bidenis Pervertis talking about how good an elementary school age girl looks. Remember the video of there was some judge being confirmed and he had his hands on her shoulders sniffing her hair. And you could see the girl was visibly uncomfortable. She kind of like moved away like, ew, get this old dirty fucker away from me. And I would not have been mad or surprised if her dad tackled his ass right there for what he did. Our president is a straight up pervert. He's a sicko. He's the dirty old man that you want to keep your kids away from. He's right up there on the podium behind that seal being disgusting. Check it out. But you know what, guys? Speaking of the White House, and that's a little bit of bad news, but let's get into some good news, shall we? We finally had the first black, openly gay woman speak in the White House in the press room. I know, we can go ahead and file that under who gives a shit. Why do they always put their sexual preference, which has no place in the public forum, and their skin color to the forefront? Like if they had to fill out a resume, that would be the first thing. Well, I'm gay and I'm black. So fucking what? And she says, I'm everything that Trump hates. What, you're a bad economy and a threat to America? Because from what I can tell, those are the only things he hated. So unless you're one of those two, shut your face because you're lying. And she's an immigrant. She was born in France. Her parents are from Haiti, but she's here and she's queer. Remember that part in Goonies where they said, hey, you guys. Well, guess what? No one cares. You're in a country that champions and celebrates homosexuality. When Obama was in office, they had the White House lit up like a bag of fucking Skittles for the LGBT alphabet soup group. So for you to come out and say that you're gay here means absolutely nothing. It's falling on deaf ears. That's like being from Texas and saying, hey guys, guess what? I like beef. Well, no shit. Nobody gives a fuck. So what? And all of those things she's naming, an immigrant, and I'm gay, and I'm a mom, and I'm black. Nowhere in there was she listing her degrees, her qualifications, who she's worked for, because those are the only things that pertain to your job. Now, of course, she was a victimhood hire. Biden has to show how inclusive he is. And then she mentioned something about that what is it? This president's about inclusion. I don't give a shit. Inclusion doesn't keep you powerful. Inclusion doesn't keep you at number one. A strong economy, a strong military, and putting your citizens first does. So hiring you because of what you look like, nobody gives a shit. And this ain't 1970 something with Harvey Milk. We're past that. Stop bringing it up. I know it's all you have. I know you're desperate, but nobody gives a shit. First black, gay, I'm a mom. How are you? I don't understand. Maybe somebody explain it to me in the comment section, but unless you were straight first, how are you gay, a gay woman, and you get pregnant? Isn't that through art? Or maybe she didn't actually sleep with the dude. Maybe it was through artificial insemination. But you're gay, so how would you take the fluid from somebody that you're not attracted to? You know what I'm saying? That's just weird. And I'm gonna be completely honest here. A kid with two moms or two dads, that shit is weird. But they'll love them, Jericho. Well, kids need more than love. Love is not the alpha and omega of raising children. Sorry to burst your bubble. I think it's kind of selfish, really, but whatever. That's just me. But the fact that you're gay and black, so? And in the public forum, whether you're gay or straight, your sexual preference and who you sleep with has no place. If it's some kind of festival, you know, the Pride Parade or whatever, okay, in this area, this time to this time, this is going to be going on. If you don't want to partake, stay out of there. But in the general public, where we all mix in this common area called life, it has no place here. Straight or otherwise. And speaking of otherwise, you know, one of the founders of Black Lives Matter, certain Black Lives Matter, she's And then the article said married to a transgender woman. First of all, you ain't married. Okay? Civil union, it ain't marriage. Marriage is a man and a woman. And if the transgender man, I guess, that she's married to is white. So the founder of Black Lives Matter is with a white person. But at your events, you're telling white people, get out of here. This is only a space for people of color. White people be quiet. White people sit down. Remember at the George Floyd Center or whatever that was area, white people need to do this and white people quiet down and white people don't move quickly. Yes, it actually said that. No fast movements. Decenter yourself. So all these people out here talking all this shit, all these people of color who are lower on the color chart, talking all this shit about people who are higher on the color chart. I wonder how their spouses feel or their partners feel when they come home at night after they said all this horrible shit about white people, like Donna Lamone, that greasy lip bitch on CNN talking about how white men are the #1 terrorist threat, yet you go home and back it up on a white dude every night. I wonder how they feel. I wonder how Colin Kaepernick's parents feel because they're white, rich and white. He was raised by a rich white family, but they're the enemy now. So I wonder how they feel. I'd like to hear them come out and tell how that makes them feel that their child or their loved one thinks less of them, thinks that they're disgusting and they're terrorists and that they're inherently racist. I wonder. That can't be okay. I know if my wife went out there talking shit about black men all day and then came home and snuggled up next to me, we might have something to talk about before we go to bed. But it's all bullshit. They're not serious. They don't want to fix anything. They just want to get paid. That's why they push this race hustling and this race pimping. They're trying to get paid. Because they get paid whether it's accepted or not. It's probably a bigger payday if it's not accepted, because then they can turn around and sue your ass. Then they're coming, okay. Then the company's like, okay. What do you want? You want black products? You want us to donate to your foundation? It's all about the money. The only color that matters is green. That's it. Follow the money. But there you go, guys. Rest assured, the world is a better place. It's a more inclusive place because we now have the first black, openly gay, blah, 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 some other shit that means absolutely nothing in the White House. And I guess she's supposed to take over for the ginger, Psaki or Saki or Tacky or Packy or whatever her fucking name is. So we'll get to see more of this openly gay, black, mom, immigrant, Haitian, French person. What the fuck? Man, this shit is dumb. Like, you gotta read through all this other shit until you get down to the important stuff. Well, man, how about where you went to school and who you work for? What qualifies you to be here? Not what type of genitals you choose to put into your mouth. Does licking clam make you better at your job? Does licking vagina make you better at your job? If so, I guess we all better get to it so we can get better. If not, shut your face, tell me your qualifications, and move on. Oh, and most importantly, keep your kids away from the president. Now, let me go in here with my beautiful wife and kids. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone, link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.